Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome back to another video. My name is Tawanda, and this is Tawanda's Best Life. And today, I'm so excited for today. I have 20 DIYs to give you some inspiration for fall. So we're going to go ahead and get started with these DIYs. I hope that these DIYs will give you some inspiration to go ahead and start crafting for fall and for Halloween. And I would also just like to thank you all for spending part of your day with me and watching this video. So let's get started. Really white paint and just go over them real lightly. I'm just trying to tone down the color. I don't want it to be white, but I still want you to be able to see the undertones of the original colors of both animals. So first I start off by using the Waverly wax, but then I thought it was a little too light, so then I ended up mixing the Waverly wax and the white together, and then I like that much better. So here I am just doing that. So once I get it coated, I'm going to go back over it with a wet paper towel just to remove some of the excess paint and I'll just continue to do that until I'm happy with how it looks. And I'm going to do that for both the fox and the raccoon. So let me know what you think. And like I said before, this is going to be a real quick video with some really quick and easy DIYs. Some of them, if you blink, you may miss them. So, but yeah. So we're going to get ready to go ahead and move on to our next DIY. But before we move on, I just would like to thank you for spending your part of your Sunday with me and watching my video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you'll stay. And thank you to all of my new subscribers and my old subscribers. I greatly appreciate you subscribing to my channel and watching my videos every Sunday. Thank you. So we're moving on to DIY number 2. For DIY number 2, I have this candle. I think it's from Bath and Body. It's a Christmas candle. It smells like Christmas cookies. And then I have this pumpkin that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to melt the candle. I melted it in the oven. I saw another DIY do that, and it was much easier, so I could continue doing my DIYs while it was melting on low heat. And wait while this was melting. So here I am. I glued the wick in, and then I just poured the candle wax into the candle, and that is it. Really nice, easy, simple, and it smells so good. It smells just like you're baking chocolate chip cookies or some type of cookies in your oven. So yeah, let me know what you think. So we're moving on to DIY number 3. This pumpkin pick, and then I have these florals from the Dollar Tree. One is wildflowers, and I can't remember what the other one is. And then I have this little scarecrow pick from Hobby Lobby. It was 40% off. And then I have this thermos that I have. I do collect thermoses, so and I do use these to decorate with. So I'm going to use that as a base. So I'm going to go ahead and put my florals into the thermos. And as I've said before, I am not that great at flower arrangements, and I figured this would be really easy to do and it shouldn't take too long. But even with just the minimal amount of florals that I use, it still took quite a while. So here I'm just changing it out again because I wasn't sure if I wanted to use, I thought maybe the female pick was too big, so I was going to try the male, but I ended up wanting to use the female because of the orange hat. So here I'm just messing with it, trying to get it how I like it, and then I decide I don't like it. So I changed it probably 4 or 5 times, and then I decided it needed something else. So I went back to my craft room, and I have this large lace tablecloth that I usually just go and cut pieces off when I want to use it for something. So I went and cut a piece of lace off of that, and then I just tied it around the top of the thermos and did a little shoestring bow, and then I placed my florals, my pumpkin, and the scarecrow pick all back into the thermos, and I absolutely love the way it looked. Let me know what you think. And like I said, these videos are going to be really easy, quick, and simple. And I'm going to be honest, I really wasn't going to put out a video this week because I just haven't been feeling well, and I just haven't been up to crafting. But I just prayed yesterday, and I just said, you know, God, your will be done. If I'm supposed to put out a video today, just give me some strength and just some easy DIYs that I can do. And for some reason, he just gave me, well, not for some reason, but he gave me a little bit of energy for a couple of hours, and this is what happened. So yeah, I just always try and put my faith in the Lord in whatever I do, and just know that, like, that's
Okay, so we're going to move on to DIY number 2, and this is one of my favorite DIYs. So I'm using the ends of the spindle, and I have some leaves off of a stem from the Dollar Tree from last year, and then I'm going to use the Waverly wax again. I have these wooden pieces from the Dollar Tree, and then I have those burlap leaves or flowers from the Dollar Tree, and some doilies that I picked up at an estate sale, and I believe I think I got 7 or 8 of them for $5, and I got them in all different sizes. So I'll be using those for this DIY. So here I'm just taking those wood pieces from the Dollar Tree and just using the Waverly antique wax on both pieces of wood, and I'll put it on the front and the back. And then I'm also going to apply it to the spindle pieces that I have cut here. And then once everything is completely dry, then I'll go ahead and here I'm just showing you what it looks like after I stained it. So once everything is completely dry, I'll go ahead and start to make my little pumpkins. And I love the way this DIY turned out. It is so cute, and I don't have my fall decorations out yet, but the DIYs that I have created in this video, they're already out in my home. Yeah, so here I'm just putting the doilies on, just trying to place them how I want them, and trying to center the spindle onto the wood. And then I'm just trying to figure out which leaves I want to use. So I want to go kind of with just a neutral theme with just some pops of blue and green with my decor for my living room, because of my my coffee bar being in my dining room, and with the bright colors of the scarecrow theme that I have in there, I just kind of want the rest of my house to kind of just be neutral. So here I am just putting those leaves in. I used the burlap one, and then the bluish green one, and I actually just ended up going with the blue ones, and then I'm going to use the burlap leaves. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place just a small drop of the hot glue to place the doilies on, because I don't really want to have a lot of glue on these, because I do want to use these throughout my house. So, and I would like to use these again for another project, so I don't want to have a bunch of glue on them. So yeah, I'm just using just a little drop of glue just to glue those onto the wood here. And I actually when I was doing this, I actually thought I probably should have just used some of my spray adhesive, but we're in the process of rearranging a lot of things in our home right now because of us having, we had a leak, and so we're in the process of getting everything repaired and replaced. So a lot of our stuff is kind of everywhere, and I just didn't have time to go, and I didn't want to go searching for it, so I ended up just using the hot glue, which is fine. So here I am just using I forgot what I was going to say, excuse me. So here I'm just placing the leaves and the flowers onto the wood piece here, and look at how cute they turned out. I absolutely love them. I just love them. So yeah, let me know what you think about these DIYs, but these are, I don't know if these are my favorite or not. They're all actually my favorite. It's kind of hard to choose. So this is a different doily that I'm using, and like I said before, I'm just going to put the glue, just a dot at the edge of it, and yeah. So I'll let you just watch me do this, and then we'll move on to our next DIY. Oh, never mind, we will not. After I put the stem on and then added the flower and the leaf, I wanted them to stand up, and at first they did, but I think when I flipped over the wood, this piece of wood here that I'm working on now, as you can see, it's kind of warped, so it actually would not stand up properly. So what I ended up doing was taking a couple, I actually ended up gluing a tumbling tower block onto the back of both of my pumpkins here to help them stand. So once you'll see me trying to stand them up, and then you'll see that the one, this one here fell over. I think I got that in this video. I'm not really sure. I can't remember if I have left it in the video, if I cut it out, but here I am, I cut it out. So here I am just trying to figure out how I'm going to put these tumbling tower blocks on and where I'm going to place them. So I've never seen one of these tumbling tower blocks that had words on it, so I just kind of just showed you guys that. And then I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to add it to the back just so I can help it stand up properly. And I'm going to take those tags off, and I'm going to go ahead and stain the backs with the Waverly Antique wax. Now, the back side of these wood pieces is a lot rougher. It's not really that smooth, so I just kind of gave it just a really good heavy coat of the Waverly Antique wax on both of them and on the tumbling tower block. And that was going to be it for this DIY. Really easy, cute, simple, and I really love the way that these turned out. Let me know what you think, and let me know if this one would have been your favorite pick of this video. Look at how cute they turned out. I absolutely love the way these look. And like I said, I don't have my fall decorations out yet, but these are already placed in my living room. And they are so cute. I absolutely love them. Let me know what you think. So we're moving right along to our last and final DIY of the day. And I have this gourd from the Dollar Tree. And I also have a pumpkin. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the leaf off of both of them. And I'm going to give the gourd four coats of the plaster paint from Waverly, and then the pumpkin, I'm going to give it 1 coat of paint. So here I am just trying to get into all of those little creases and making sure that I cover everything up completely. I'm also going to paint the stem with the plaster paint also, and then what I'll do is once it's completely dry, I'll go back and add some of the Waverly Antique wax to the stem on the gourd and onto the pumpkin. So here I am just working right along. So I decided not to use my heat gun and just to let it dry as you know, because I didn't really want the paint to kind of bubble and crackle, and sometimes it does that with certain projects, so I didn't want to do that. So here I'm just adding a coat. Actually, I think I did 2 coats, or no, I didn't. I did a coat and a half because I had to be able to get the bottom of the pumpkins. So I put a coat and a half of the plaster onto the pumpkin here. And then once everything was complete and dry, I went ahead and I added the leaves back onto the pumpkin and to the gourd. So when you take the leaves off, you kind of have to untwist everything. So I had to, when I put the leaves back on, there's like, you have to make sure you get the little wire to go through both of the little holes, and then you have to twist it. I think I twisted it twice around, just so that it would be tight on and have it like in the position that I wanted it to be, because I wanted it to kind of hang a little bit lower instead of like straight out. So here I'm just adding some of the Waverly Antique Wax to the stems. So I'm just gonna add it a little bit. Well, I'm gonna apply it really dark, and then I'll go back with a dry napkin or paper towel, and then I'll lighten it up. So here I am just doing that, and then trying to be careful not to get it onto my paint job. So yeah, so once that is complete, and that's the finished product there, and once everything is complete, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the leaves back on. So and then I have these 2 candle holders that I purchased from my favorite thrift store, and I paid $2 for both of them, and I think I purchased those last year sometime, I believe, or I think it was last year. So here I'm adding those leaves back, and then once I have the leaves and everything back on them like I want, I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm going to add it to the rims of the candle holders, and I'm going to go ahead and attach the pumpkins to the pumpkin and the gourd to the candle holders. And this DIY came out so nice, and I absolutely love the way these turned out also. So like I said before, I'm having a hard time deciding which one of these DIYs are my favorite because I like all of them. So yeah, look at how cute it is. Yeah, even with just adding that coat of paint, it just makes everything just look so much different. And I just like the light and airy look of it, the neutral look of everything. So, and then with the gold, I think it just makes it look so much nicer. So there it is. And I'm going to go ahead and add the glue like I said. And yeah, that's going to be it for this DIY. Let me know what you think. this wine cork that I picked up from the Habitat that was on sale. I think I paid 50 cents for a bag of 20. And then I also have this cake pan that I picked up from the Habitat. I think I paid 80 cents for it. And then I have some ribbon here that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, but I decided not to use that. And then I have this fall sign on a piece of lace. The fall tag came from a DIY I did many years ago that I just kept the tag off of, and I just added a piece of lace to it. And then I went ahead and tied, I hot glued the lace with around the fall sign or fall tag. And then I'm going to add some more of my favorite ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I'll go ahead and cut the ends off. And then I felt like it needed something else, so then I went back and added some of the lace ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I just tied a little bow and hot glued that to the top of the stem. And that is going to be it for this DIY. Most of these DIYs are going to be really quick and easy and simple. The last two are the ones that took the longest, but the first four are pretty simple. So yeah, this is going to be it for this DIY, and I absolutely love it. I actually have this in my dining room up under one of my cake stands. So I might insert a picture of how I have it decorated. Yeah. So here's the finished product, and here's me adding that bow a couple of days later because I just felt like it needed something else. And I'll go ahead and just cut those ends off, and that is going to be it for this DIY. Really easy, cute, and simple, and really budget friendly. And I would just like to say that if you have a Habitat, I would definitely check them out for items to do your DIYs and crafts with. They also give, they have a list of discounts that they give on a daily basis. So like if you're a veteran, I believe we get discounts on Tuesdays, and if you're in a medical profession, you get discounts on Saturdays. So I would definitely check. So we are moving on to our next DIY. So I have this tablecloth or table cover from Walmart. I think it was like $3 and some change, and I love the pattern on it. So I decided I was going to make a pillow out of it. Now I've never made a pillow out of a tablecloth before, and this is like that plastic tablecloth, but it's really sturdy. So, and I'm going to put this outside. So I figured this would be just a nice decoration with a nice pop of color. So here I'm just trying to cut out the fabric, or cut out the shape for my pillow, and which took a long time because the tablecloth is so big, it was just kind of hard to maneuver it how I wanted it. So I have quite a few jagged edges from me cutting it. So here I have a pillow. So I have a lot of pillows that I have throughout my house, and what I've started doing was taking all of the pillows out of the pillowcases and just keeping the pillowcases and just getting rid of the pillows, because I really like to use the feathered down pillows, and I have enough of those where I can just kind of just take off the covers and just change the covers out, and that way it'll actually save me some storage room because I have so many pillows. So I actually ended up running outside to my shed and just grabbing one of those pillows that I was going to get rid of. And here I am just, I started off by placing the pillow into the pillowcase, just to kind of figure out how I was going to do it. And I started hot gluing it that way, which was a bad idea. So if you do decide to do this DIY, just go ahead and just cut your shape first, and then go ahead and hot glue your fabric together. It's much easier that way. So you can see the jagged edges there too. So here I am just kind of flipping it inside out, and this is what it looks like after I hot glued it. Now I usually use the B7000, the fabric glue, but because this is my first time doing this, I just used regular hot glue because I really wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, or if the glue was going to melt it or not. So here I am just putting the pillow inside, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the bottom because, as you can see, I told you that it's just a hot mess the way that I cut it because it was really difficult. But here I am just cutting everything even, and then I'm going to fold the edges inside, and you'll see me doing that here. So I'm going to fold them, and then I'm going to hot glue them together. So I'm going to fold both edges down, and then I'll hot glue those edges together. So I don't know if so you can see what I'm doing here. And that's how I'm going to do it. And then I'll go ahead and start to hot glue it so that it kind of gives it a clean look. And yeah, that is going to be it for this DIY. And this pillow is so pretty. I'm going to put this outside on, I'm not sure if I'm going to put it, I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, but I know that it's going to go outside for some of my outside decor. But I think it turned out so nice, and the colors of this fabric it's so pretty. So yeah, let me know what you think about this pillow. And this is the finished product, and I think it looks so good. Look at the colors on that. That is so pretty. DIY, which is also going to be a pillow. And I would just like to say that I did lose the footage for the beginning of this DIY. So I will insert a picture of the napkins somewhere on the screen. So I picked these napkins up from Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off, and these napkins are so pretty. And then I also have this pillow cover that I picked up from Amazon. I think I've had this pillow cover for about probably 5 or 10, probably, I don't know, 5 to 7 years maybe. So I ordered these pillow covers, and they were actually too small. And by the time I opened them up, it was too late for me to send them back. And I actually thought I had donated these when I was getting rid of a bunch of stuff, but apparently I must have donated one and not the other, which is fine. So I'm just going to use this pillowcase. And also too, I added a piece of cardboard inside of the pillow, and then I went ahead and taped around the edges. So here I am, and the reason why I went ahead and taped around the edges is so that I'll know exactly where I wanted to put the napkin, because this pillowcase is actually, it was like a really cheap pillowcase, and it's not really that square when you're trying to do, to be able to do this kind of project. So that's why I went ahead and just kind of taped it off so that I'll know exactly where I wanted to put my napkin. And I'm also using the back side of this pillow cover, this pillow insert, instead of the front, because the front has like some type of design, and I didn't think I could Mod Podge the napkin on top of that, so I did it on the back because it had a flat surface. And I'm going to use some of the outdoor Mod Podge, and I'm just going to do it in sections. So you can see here that I'm just doing a little section at a time. And when I lifted that up, actually here, when I put the started to use the saran wrap, I actually put a hole in the napkin, but you'll see me go back and remedy that. And once I have it completely, once I put the napkin down completely, I'll go ahead and take another napkin and then just cut off a little section to repair that place, that area that I tore the hole. So here I am just getting everything how I wanted, and like I said, once it's complete, I'll go ahead and repair that area. So here it is after I've Mod Podged the napkin completely down. I'm going to go ahead and just figure out what section of that napkin I need to cut off, and then I'll go ahead and add a piece of the blue pumpkin to that area. And once it's completely dry, you can't even tell that I actually tore that napkin, so that is a plus. Everything just kind of lined up perfectly. So I let this dry overnight. This project took about 3 days, so I let it dry overnight, and then I had to do another layer of Mod Podge. So the second layer of Mod Podge, I actually ended up finding my fabric Mod Podge, so I went over it with the fabric Mod Podge. Now I will say I kind of wish I would have just went ahead and just used the outdoor Mod Podge for both layers, because once, and I don't know if it was a combination of both of the Mod Podges or not, but it's actually the pillow, the is really shiny. So the fabric is really shiny, which is fine because I do plan on putting this outside. So I guess it'll have like an extra protection, but if you don't want it to be really shiny, I would probably just, and for some reason I think the fabric Mod Podge might be, I don't think it's a matte Mod Podge. I need to check. So I would probably suggest, if you do want to do one of these, do this project, or even if you just want to just not do a pillow, but if you want to use that Mod Podge for something else, I would probably make sure that I get the matte one if you don't want it to be shiny. So here I am taking some of that Dollar Tree lace, and I'm just going to wrap it around the edges of the napkin because I kind of felt like it just needed something else. And I'm just going to go around the whole napkin. I'm not going to cut it or anything. I'm just going to leave the ribbon like it is and just kind of go around it so that it all just looks like it looks really clean. And yeah, this napkin turned out so nice. And I had planned on using it outside, but I actually do have it in my living room decorated. So I do plan on going outside today to start doing my fall decorations. I'm on the fence on if I'm going to put this outside or not. So here I'm just going to kind of fold the edges in, and I'll just glue them in, hot glue them. And I just love the way that it all turned out, and it just looks so clean and simple. So but yeah, so, and I would say, even if you're not going to use a napkin to do this kind of DIY, I would really suggest that you go and get these napkins from Hobby Lobby, because these napkins are gorgeous. I love the way these napkins look. I love all of the colors. So but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and stuff it with some of my old pillow stuffing, and that is going to be it for this DIY. Let me know what you think. I absolutely love the way it turned out. And final DIY. So here I have these pumpkins from Joann's. I have 3 bags of them, and then I have some paint stir sticks. I have a piece of scrap wood, some wood filler, and I have this Rust-Oleum, I think it's rustic paint. And then here and then I attempted to write down the measurements. I'll go ahead and stick those up on the screen. I am not great at measuring, so hopefully I give you the proper measurements. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the stems from all of the pumpkins, and then I'm going to go ahead and take them outside and give them, I want to say I gave them 3 coats of spray paint. So while these are drying, I came back inside and worked on my tray. So I took my scrap wood and I took the paint stir sticks, and I'm actually using the larger ones instead of the smaller ones. And I went outside and used my miter saw for the first time. I cut these pieces by myself. So I'm going to go ahead and take the paint stir sticks, and I'm going to position them how I want them. And then I'm going to use some of the Dollar Tree wood glue, and I'm going to also use my nail gun. So it took me quite a bit of time to get the nails in because I was doing this by myself. And but yeah, so here I am just adding the Dollar Tree wood glue, and then once I have it positioned how I want it, I'll go ahead and take my nail gun and just add a couple of nails to make sure that everything holds properly. And yeah, so you'll see me trying to do this by myself, which was kind of difficult. So it did take me a little bit of time to get everything like I wanted it, but in the end product is, I love it. So once I had the tray put together, I took some of that wood filler, and then I filled all of my nail holes and any other areas that needed to be filled, and then I went back and sanded those areas down. So here I am just kind of showing you what I did. Now I wish I kind of would have used a different wood filler, but this is fine. it still ended up turning out nice. So here are my pumpkins after they were completely dry, and then I just decided they needed something else, of course. So then I took some of the white Waverly white paint, and I just added some water to it, and here I am just kind of sprinkling that onto the tops of my pumpkins, and I'm going to go ahead and add the stems back, and I'll show you a close-up of one of them here in a little bit. So this is what it looks like after I put the sprinkles on it, and these look so nice. I love the way that they look. I'm just so happy that I spray painted these instead of leaving them the color that they were. Ooh, excuse me. So here I am just adding the stems back to all of my pumpkins, and then I took a couple of these Dollar Tree wood blocks, and I believe I glued 4 of them together just to give my tray a little bit of height. So I went ahead and glued 4 of those together, and I made 4 total, and I'm going to hot glue those to the bottom of the tray, just so that, like I said before, so that I can give it some height. So once these were dry, so I set them aside to let them dry completely, and then I went ahead and started to paint or stain my tray. So I started off with some water and some Waverly because I didn't want it to be too dark, and then I added a little bit of the white Waverly white paint also, and then I mixed that all together, and I went ahead and started to stain the tray, which I thought it was too light, so then I added a little bit more of the antique wax, and then I went ahead and just went with the process because I wasn't really sure. So I was just like, I'll just go ahead and just go with the flow and see what happens, and I'll just trust what I am doing and trust the process. So I went ahead and stained the whole tray with my mixture, and I thought that it looked a little orange, or it looked a little too, it wasn't what I was going for. So then I ended up just taking some of the Waverly and going over the whole tray, and I still did not like it. And then I looked at it a little bit more, and then I just decided to go back over it with the Waverly white on top of what I had already did, and I like that so much better. So here I'm just adding some Waverly white paint to it, and I just thought that it gave it the look that I was going for, because I wanted it to look rustic and not like, I'm really not sure. I wanted it to look more farmhouse rustic, I believe, but I didn't want it to be so dark. I was actually going for a lighter look because of the pumpkins being the color that they were, and I didn't want it all to kind of just blend, you know. So I went over it. Oh, excuse me, I can't get my words out. So now I'm just adding the Waverly white, and I just love the way that it actually turned out. It looks so much better, I think, anyway, but you'll just let me know. And so I did the backside also, and here I am just adding my little legs to the tray, and I'll go ahead and get those hot glued on, and then I'll go ahead and add my pumpkins. And I love the way that this look. And originally I was going to glue the pumpkins to the base of the tray, but then I decided not to because I felt that I could remove those pumpkins and I could add trees for Christmas, and then I could add bunnies or chicks for Easter. So but yeah, so this is going to be a multi-purpose tray, and I just love the way that it turned out. So here I am just adding those pumpkins, and yeah, let me know what you think about this DIY. I absolutely love the way that it turned out. So we are moving right along. So I have this scarecrow welcome sign, metal sign from the Dollar Tree. And then I also have this other sign that has welcome, blessed, and harvest on it with some sunflowers from the Dollar Tree. The harvest had already fallen off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the sunflowers off of the stake. And I'm going to take the welcome sign with the scarecrow head or face, and I'm going to remove the metal piece in the back. And then once I have that removed, I'm just going to take my scissors and cut off the welcome part of it, the welcome sign, off of the scarecrow. And then I'm going to take the scarecrow head. I'm going to use some liquid nail and some hot glue, and I'm going to place it on top of the other sign. And this DIY, to me, I feel like it's really easy and just simple, but really cute all at the same time. So here I am just showing you that I'm going to remove the welcome, and I'm just trying to bend it a little bit just to see how flexible or how thin that metal is. And then that's when I decided I was going to just use my scissors to cut it. Here I am just removing the sunflowers. And then I'm also going to go ahead and remove the welcome and the bless off of the stake. And I'm just going to reposition everything just so that everything fits. So here I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put my scarecrow face or head. And then I'll go ahead and take my scissors and cut off the welcome part of the scarecrow. And then once I have that done, I'll go ahead and remove the harvest, the blessed, and the welcome off of the other sign. And I'll go ahead and reposition everything. Now, when I pulled off, I believe the blessed sign, the paper came up a little bit, so I just hot glued it back down because it was going to be covered anyway when I put the signs back on. So here I am, just positioning it how I want it. And I wanted to do it, rearrange the signs, but the arrows are pointed, and the way that the arrows are pointed, I couldn't reposition it how I redo the order of how I wanted it. So I just had to basically just I just swapped the blessed with the harvest, and then I just took some of my liquid nail, some hot glue, and I placed the scarecrow face back onto the stake. And then I just used one of these, I was going to do a DIY with that scarecrow pumpkin there, but I didn't have time to get to it. And then I just took my hot glue gun and glued the arrows in place. And then once I had that complete, I took one of those, one of the planters from Dollar Tree, and then I have some floral foam that I purchased from the thrift store for 25 cents. So I took the floral foam and I just hot glued it to the base of the planter. And then I put the scarecrow sign into the planter. And then I have a bag of, we're remodeling our bathroom right now. So I had some of that broken towel. So I basically just put it into one of the Hobby Lobby bags and just wrapped it around the scarecrow just to give it some weight. And I'm just going to take some moss and place that in there. And then I'm going to add some pumpkins and some corn from the Dollar Tree. And this took a little bit of time because, as you all know, I'm not good with like floral arrangements. I'm not the best at it anyway. And it takes me a little bit of time to kind of get to arrange the items the way that I want them. So I went ahead and added that corn, and then I added a couple of pumpkins, and then I felt like it was still missing something. So I had some of these like cream sunflowers. So I went ahead and added 2 of those. And then that was it for this DIY. And like I said, it was really easy. It's just that it just took me a little bit longer because, like I said before, I'm not that great with floral arrangements, but I do like the way that it turned out. And as I said in previous videos, hey, practice makes perfect, but I'll just continue to keep practicing with my floral arrangements. So this is the end product. Let me know what you think. I really love the way that it turned out. Picture frame that I purchased from the Repurpose Project. I paid $4 for it. And then I also have some fabric that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. It is I want to say I paid $3.49 for it. It was on sale. So it's a picture of a scarecrow, and I took the picture frame outside, I sanded it down, and then I went over it with my Waverly plaster paint, again my favorite paint to use. So I went over it with that, gave it a couple of coats. I did not do perfect coats. There are some areas where it just looks like I just brushed the paint on and I missed a couple spots, which is fine because that's the look that I was going for, because this picture is actually going to be on the outside of my house. So once I had the frame how I wanted it and it was completely dry, I went ahead and took the scarecrow fabric, and I started off by trying to use some of the heavy duty Velcro, excuse me, oh my gosh, and it wouldn't hold the picture onto the frame because I also have another large piece of fabric that I picked up from Hobby Lobby that I want to use for Christmas. And my thought process was I was just going to be able to use the heavy duty Velcro, and I could just remove the scarecrow picture and place it with my Christmas one. But I ended up having to use a couple of staples because the Velcro wasn't holding. So here I am just using some lights that I've had these lights for about probably 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. I don't know. I purchased them from, I believe it was either HSN or QVC during one of their Christmas and July sales. And I have these lights around my side door and the side door, and I believe I have 4 sets of it. So I went ahead and just placed those lights around the frame, and here I'm just showing you what it looks like with the lights on. And I was just trying to do like a dry run of how I was going to put the lights on. And I just used some of the Gorilla tape, and here I'm just cutting the tops off of the frame the cutting the excess fabric off of the frame. So this is what the back side looks like. So I put that tape on just to hold it because I wasn't sure how I wanted it. And then I just ended up leaving the tape on there. And then I just took some of that brown packing paper and covered everything up because, like I said before, this is going to go outside. And then I tried to kind of outline the pumpkins. Here I'm just showing you the different light motions, but I always just do still because I don't really like to have a lot of movement when it comes to light because I actually have a light sensitivity, which triggers my migraines and also does cause me to not be able to see at times. So when I'm creating content for YouTube, I actually don't use one of those ring lights or bright lights. I actually just use a lamp. And I also like to craft in the mornings because sometimes I forget to turn the lamp on and I'm crafting in the dark. So we're going to move on to our last and final DIY for today. I have these transfers that I picked up from Amazon. And here I'm just showing you them all. And it's the Hello Fall transfers. And this is just the packet. And then I have this charger from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and just cut my transfers out how I want them. And then I'll go ahead and reposition them how I want them onto my plate. But before I do that, I'm just going to try and tone down some of that gold color. So I'm going to take some not wet, but really watered down white, the Waverly and the plaster paint. And I'll go back and just wipe it down because I'm just trying to just tone down that gold some. And look at the difference that it made. This charger looks so nice. So once I have that complete, I will go ahead and start to place my transfers onto the charger. So like I was saying earlier, I have a light sensitivity. Really bright lights trigger my migraines, and since I've been dealing with some medical stuff since last year November, so my light sensitivity is off the charts at the moment. So everything has been triggering my migraines, but the light has been the worst. And I'm on day 5 now of a migraine. I am on some new medication and it is helping me. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, so here I am. I'm also going to I'm adding some pumpkins from Dollar Tree to this DIY also. So here I'm just adding those pumpkins to this, and I also went back and varnished everything. But yeah, so if you're a person who suffers from light sensitivity, darkness is your best friend when it comes to light sensitivity. Because there are days that I am unable to see or drive. So yeah, so with that being said, the light sensitivity when it comes to migraines is no joke. And if you know anyone who has it, I would just say just be very supportive of them, because people who have migraines experience all kinds of symptoms, and they may mimic different symptoms of other diagnoses. And migraines, if you're a person who has migraines over 15 days out of the month, that is considered a disability. I just wanted to go ahead and put that information out there. And that is going to be it for today's video. I would like to thank you for spending your Sunday with me. And again, my name is Tawanda, and I'm the Migraine Crafting Diva. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye. So we're going to go ahead and get started with DIY number 1. And my stencil says "Fall for Jesus, He Never Leaves," which I thought was like the perfect fall sign. And then I have one of these Dollar Tree faux cutting boards, and I'm going to use some of the Waverly Plaster paint and also some of the acrylic light brown paint. So I'm just going to basically just do like a dry brush, not perfect at all, of the Waverly Plaster all over the cutting board here. And once I have it like I want it, then I'll go back and then I'll go ahead and start to add the light brown paint onto just certain areas, just a little dry brush onto certain areas of the cutting board. So here I'm just going to go ahead and start adding the light brown paint onto the cutting board, and I'll just, you know, place it in different areas until I'm happy with it. And then once I have that complete, I'm going to take some of the jet black paint, the Christmas tree paint, and Blue Bayou, and some baking soda, and I'm going to mix all of those paints together because I want it to be like a black, but I want it to have like an undertone of the gray and the green, which it actually kind of just looks black when you see me put the stencil on. So once I have it, once this is completely dry, I'll go ahead and mix that paint mixture up, and then I will take my stencil and just kind of place it how I want it. I'm also going to go around the edges of this cutting board to have it match that one side. I left the other side the way that it originally was because I actually like the sign on the other side also, so I figured I can just kind of flip them back and forth. The only thing I will probably end up doing on that one is with the glitter. I don't really like that too much, so I'll probably add some of maybe some brown paint or something just to take some of the glitter off where it's not so glittery, or to kind of just like not have it so bright. But other than that, I like the way that sign looks, so I'm going to just do the back side, and then I'll just have a double-sided sign. So here I am just going ahead and gonna, like I said, I'm going to mix up these 3 paints together, the jet black, the Blue Bayou, and the Christmas tree with the baking soda. So I'll go ahead and get those mixed up, and then I will be ready to start stenciling my stencil onto my sign. So now that I have my mixture all mixed up, I'm going to go ahead and take my stencil and just I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put all of my words, because it is a large sign and I'm trying to put all of the words off of the stencil onto the sign. So here I am just trying to place everything just so that I can make sure that it's even. And I'll go ahead and use some painter's tape, and then I'll go ahead and get started to stencil. And for each section that I do, I'm going to do go over it twice with the paint and baking soda mixture. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I would just like to say that I am so excited to be a part of this playlist, The Signs of Fall, which is hosted by Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIYs, and Chantel from Crafty Hints. And the link to the playlist is listed down in my description box. And if you go over and watch any of their videos, just let them know that Tawanda from the Migraine Crafting Diva sent you over. And if you're watching my video and you're coming over from one of their channels, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy my video. And my name is Tawanda, and I am the Migraine Crafting Diva. And on my channel, I do decorating on a budget, DIYs, and hauls with a sprinkle of migraine enlightenment. And I call myself the Migraine Crafting Diva because I suffer from chronic migraines. And I actually use crafting as a way to de-stress myself and to distract myself from my migraines. So, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. And to all of my new subscribers and my current subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you for always watching my videos every Sunday. I do greatly appreciate you. Thank you. So here I am adding the second row of words to to my sign here. And I am, like I said before, I'm going to give each section 2 coats of the paint mixture, and I'm going to use my heat gun in between. And as you can see here, I have a couple of areas, especially the end with never, where I went a little overboard with the paint. So I will go back and, or here I'm using, this is a white chalk paint marker that I had purchased at Hobby Lobby. So I'm just trying to go on the outsides and just kind of straighten it up so that it make it look to make it look more nicer, or actually neater than what it did. But that actually just kind of made it look a little bit worse, and it looked gray. So here I'm using my white marker from Hobby Lobby. And it really, I mean, it's not my white marker, my white pen, excuse me, from the Hobby Lobby. But that really didn't do anything. So I went ahead and just moved on to the word Jesus. And I'm going to give it 2 coats of the paint mixture. And then I'll come back over to those 2 letters that I was trying to fix. So the N in never and the A in leave. I'm going to go back and just take my little, I have a little paintbrush that I actually use when I'm making clay molds, and I actually ended up taking that paintbrush out of the, using that paintbrush for, to fix the A and the N. So I'm just taking some of the plaster paint and just going around it just to try to make it look a lot neater. And then I'll go back and add some of the brown, and it actually looks pretty good. It actually looks like I didn't really make any mistakes after I went over it several times just to kind of get it the way that I wanted it to be. And then, you know, with doing the mixtures and just trying to get it like I want it, and making sure that it's blending in correctly. And it actually turned out really nice. So, but yeah, yeah, it's looking really good. So once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the leaves. So I'm going to put 3 leaves onto this sign. So I'm going to use the Folk Art yellow paint. So it's actually the Folk Art medium yellow. I'm going to use the Waverly pumpkin, and I'm also going to use terracotta. So what I first did was I took some of my black paint mixture and I went ahead and did that first, and then I went back and added the pumpkin first, I believe, and then I added the medium yellow, and then I believe I added the terracotta. And then I used my heat gun, dried it, and then I went back and I added another one of the leaves. So now I added 3 to the end. So yeah, there it is. And I think the sign turned out so nice. And it's like I think it's like the perfect sign to put in your kitchen. So then I took some of the gingham ribbon and just tied a little bow at the end. Well, not a bow, but just like a little hanger at the end. And that is it for this DIY, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out. Let me know what you think, and let me know which one of these DIYs is your favorite. Number 2, and here I have a calendar from the Dollar Tree, the Pathways calendar, and I have this picture frame that I purchased from the thrift store for 50 cents, and then I also have this mold, some DIYS clay, and I'm going to use the Waverly plaster and the acrylic light brown paint. So first I'm going to take the picture frame, and I am going to paint it plaster. And then once I have it once it's done and I have it dry, I'll go ahead and start to trace the glass onto the calendar page to get the proper size for the picture frame, and and I'll decide which part of the picture I'm going to actually use in this DIY. So here I am just getting it all painted, and it just looks so much nicer. And I actually went to the thrift store and I purchased quite a few frames. I paid like $7 total, like a little over $7, and I all of their frames in this one section were 50 cents a piece. So I picked up quite a few of them. So here I have the picture out of the calendar. So I'm just going to take the glass and try and figure out which part of the picture I'm going to use. So here I'm just going to use this piece, and here I'm trying to decide how I'm going to put my my mold, onto the calendar. And I'm going to go ahead and trace it out, and I'll go ahead and cut it. And then once that's complete, I'm going to take the calendar piece, the picture, and I'm going to use some of the Dollar Tree, one of the Dollar Tree glue sticks, and I am going to use it onto the cardboard and adhere or attach the picture to the cardboard using the glue stick. So here I'm just cutting it. So this cardboard is actually the one that came with the calendar, so it's not that thick, so it was easy to cut with my scissors. So here I am just showing you the picture and what section of the picture I decided to cut out and use. And then I'll go ahead and get that attached to the cardboard. And then that part of this DIY will be complete. And then I'll go ahead and move on to making the molds of the deer. So I'm going to make two molds, two of the deer molds. And when I'm using the DIYS clay, I'm going to add a little bit of the light brown paint to the clay to kind of give it some color. And I didn't put a lot because I didn't want it to be too brown, but I actually didn't put enough so it wasn't brown enough. But you'll see once I have the deer molds complete. So here I'm just trying to flatten out the picture onto the cardboard. So there's the deer I'm going to use, and I got this mold from Amazon, and it's actually smaller than what I originally thought it was going to be when I ordered it. And I was actually going to send it back. And then when I brought these calendars home and I was looking at them, and then I had the mold sitting on my desk, and I thought, you know what? I'll just put those molds onto the calendar. So I ended up just keeping them. So here I'm just getting the clay ready to stick in the molds. And I'll tell you, I mean, I've said this before, I am not the best at doing clay molds, but I continue to try. I guess practice makes perfect. I don't know when that'll happen, but I'll just keep practicing. And it does take me quite a while to get the mold, to do the molds. So here I am just moving on along, putting the clay into the mold, just trying to get it done correctly. And this mold is really small, so like the legs on the deer and the antlers on the deer were kind of hard to get to do perfectly. And so that's why I just keep packing it on. So I'm going to use one of my Cricut weaving tools to kind of just remove some of the excess clay from around the deer. And you'll see me doing that here shortly. So I'm going to do two deer, and I'm going to place them onto the picture. So I'll just let you kind of watch what I'm doing here. And there's the deer. And I think considering the fact that the legs are so skinny and the antlers are really small, and the mold is small too. So, and this actually isn't a clay mold. It's actually one for fondant, but this was the only one that I could find that had deer on it. So I went ahead and just ordered it because I wanted to do some Christmas DIYs with deer on them, and this was the only one that I could find when I ordered these. Yeah. So I am just using this tool to try and remove some of that excess clay, as you can see here. And I'm going to go ahead and make another one of these here, so that I'll have two that I'm going to place onto my picture. So here I'm just showing you what it looks like after I finish that, and then I'm going to place it onto my frame to kind of figure out proper placement of how I want to put these onto the onto the picture, because I want it to look like the deer are kind of blended in, but not so much blended in, and it looks like they're walking across the path, and you know, from one side of the frame to the other. So here I am just using that weeding tool to remove the rest of that excess clay. And once I have that done, I'm going to use some of the, I was going to use the Type Bond, but I could not get, it was like, I couldn't get it to come out. So I ended up using the Dollar Tree wood glue, which worked just fine. So here I cut the deer in half. As you can see here, I'm just removing some more of that excess clay. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the wood glue to the back of the deer. I'm going to put it all over, and then I'll go ahead and start to place those onto the picture. So here, once I have it like I want it, I'll go ahead and start adding. And I don't know what happened there, but somehow, oh, I think my battery died. So here I'm adding it to the wood glue to this one, this deer here, and I'm going to go ahead and place it onto the frame or to the picture. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, I like all of these DIYs that I did, but this actually is my favorite. It's like simple, but yet I just love it. It's like woodsy. It reminds me of being up north and the seasons change and just seeing the deer. This is like my favorite DIY. So here I am just adding some of the Waverly Antique Wax to the deer to kind of darken them up, and then I'm going to go behind. It's still going to be wet. I'm going to go ahead and use some of the Waverly White wax on top of this to kind of lighten it up, because like I said, I wanted it to kind of blend, but not blend too much, because I still wanted to be able to see the deer. And I just absolutely love the way that this turned out. Let me know what you think. Number 3. So here I have a piece of cardboard I already cut out. It looks like a Frankenstein head. And I have some of these Dollar Tree flowers, a welcome sign, and then I also have this chair cover, the scarecrow chair cover from the Dollar Tree. And then I have a couple pieces of ribbon that I already had that I was going to use for a different project, but I ended up using on this project instead because I didn't like it on the other project. So I'm just reusing that ribbon. So here I have placed the scarecrow chair cover over the cardboard. I had already went ahead and cut most of it, but then there were some areas that needed to be cut some more to make it fit properly. So I went back and cut those areas. And here I am trying to use my hand sander, but I was just making a mess. So I decided I would just use tape instead. So I went ahead and just taped around the edges of the cardboard. And once I did that, I took some of the plaster paint, and I really should have just taken some of the brown paint and painted the top part and then painted the bottom the plaster color, just to try and blend it in with the hat and the face. But I did not do that. So I went ahead and, like I said, I taped around the whole edges just to kind of clean it up. And then I went ahead around the tape and I painted it with the Waverly. So here I was going to use the Mod Podge to attach the scarecrow face to the cardboard. But then I decided I was just going to use hot glue, because when I originally brought these chair covers, my original plan was to make a pillow, excuse me. And so I usually, when I usually buy at Dollar Tree cheer covers and the flags to make pillows for the holidays. So I ended up just going back and buying another one so I don't have to take this one apart, because I actually have this scarecrow hanging on my door in my carport at the moment. So here I am just taking the hot glue, and I'm just going to go around the edges of the cardboard, and I'm going to go ahead and attach the scarecrow fabric to it that way. And then once I have it done, I'll go back and I'm going to take the ribbon, and I'll go ahead and give her hair two little braids, and I'm going to add the ribbon to the ends of her hair to give her like two little shoestring bows on the ends of her hair. But here I am just taking that hot glue, and I'm going around and just kind of rubbing it down so that it stays. So once I have it complete, I'm almost done here. So I almost have it complete. You can still see the cardboard in some of the areas, and I may go back and just paint it brown. I haven't done that yet, but I will probably go back and do that. So here I'm just braiding her hair, and I'm going to go ahead and like I said, I'll take that gingham ribbon, and I'll go ahead and tie a bow at the ends of her hair. And look at how it looks just so good. It looks so cute. So I actually on my coffee bar, I have a scarecrow theme, and I thought that I would use this to make as a welcome sign. So and I was gonna put it inside the house, but I just decided to put it outside on the door because I just absolutely loved the way that it looked. And so yeah, here I am. I am not the best bow tier, so it took me quite a while to get these straight. So yeah, still learning. Still, even with doing DIYs for years, I am still learning how to do bows. I am not the best at bows at all. But these actually took a while, but they actually turned out pretty nice. So here I'm just cutting the little bow tails to make it a little bit more, to make it look more finished. And then once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and focus on, I think I'm going to do the welcome first. So here I'm trying to find proper placement for the welcome sign. And I believe I got the welcome sign from Hobby Lobby when it was like 90% off last year. So here I am trying to take this pumpkin off, and then I decide, okay, I'm going to use the heat gun. And as you can see here, it gets pretty hot, and I burn a hole directly into the middle of the pumpkin and into the hat. So I was planning on just using one of those Dollar Tree flowers, but I ended up using two so that I could cover the burn hole that I created into the hat. So if you do try to remove that pumpkin, if you're going to do a DIY with this scarecrow, I would suggest a little bit of heat for the least amount of time as possible. I had it too close, and I had it on there too long, and then it started to burn. So yeah, do as I say, not as I do. So here I am just adding some hot glue to the welcome, and I'm going to place that onto the top of the hat, and look at how cute it is. Quick and easy welcome sign. Yeah, so this is the back of the DIY. So I'm going to take a piece of that gingham ribbon, and I'm going to use some hot glue and some of the masking tape and to hold it in place. So I'm going to cover it with a piece of masking tape, and I'll put some hot glue down on top of that masking tape, and I'll add some more masking tape to that, just to make sure that it stays in place. And it's not in this DIY, but I'm also going to add some of the brown paper from the Dollar Tree to the back of it so that it looks more finished. And that is it for this DIY. Really cute, easy, and simple. Yeah, let me know what you think. Look at how cute she is. Oh my gosh, she is so cute. No, DIY number 4. And this DIY took a long time, and I did it twice because I messed up on the first time. So here we will go ahead and get started. So I have this picture frame that I've had for many, many years. I purchased it at Kohl's, I believe. I got it on clearance for like $3 or $4. And then I have some of the Dollar Tree leather, faux leather, and I was deciding on if I was going to use that like dark brown color or if I was going to use the black. And then I have some Scrabble letters that I purchased from Temu a while ago. And I'm also going to use some of the fabric Mod Podge. So here I am just adding the Mod Podge to the picture frame, or to the glass on the frame, because the glass does not come out of this frame. And then I'm going to go ahead and add that brown faux leather, because it looks like it kind of just says fall. Just the color of it just kind of goes well with my decor. And then once I have it placed on and I have it as flat as possible, I'm just going to take, I have this little container that I keep my Scrabble letters in. It's actually a cigar box. I'm just going to put that on top of it just to kind of hold it down. And then when it's completely dry, I'll go ahead and cut off the excess leather. So once I did that, I went ahead and took these craft sticks and I went ahead and cut them and put them in place. And then once I did that, I'm going to go ahead and use some hot glue in place, and then go ahead and just hot glue them down in place so that it'll give another border, and that actually looks really good. So yeah. So once I had that, then I'll take my Scrabble letters, and here I'm just showing you all of the words I'm going to use. So originally when I first decided to do this DIY, I was going to actually just put them down like that, because I was writing down just things that reminded me of fall. And I was just going to just do like just straight lines of just words, you know, just going just straight across. And then I decided that I would just put them in like I was using like a word puzzle. So here I am just putting all of the words on to the picture frame, and I'm going to just try and position everything the way, you know, evenly. And so this is actually my second attempt at doing this DIY, because I put all of the words down the first time, and somehow while I was doing the DIY, which I realized what I did was that while I was doing the DIY, because I moved the letters around so much, and actually even with me placing the words down like I have them right now, as I was gluing them all down, I was actually changing the position of the words, and somehow I ended up leaving out I think I left out the K, or it might have been the P in pumpkin, because I had moved the words around so many times instead of just leaving it like I had it, that I just misspelled the word pumpkin. And also too, I have a bad habit of crafting without my glasses on, so that didn't help either. But here I am doing it again, and this DIY took me about 2 hours to get done, because I was trying to make the words really straight. And I know that the letters aren't, or the wood pieces aren't all the same size, but I was trying my best to get these as straight as possible. So yeah, here again, you see I have October over there on the side, and when you see the finished product, it's going to be in a completely different, it's going to be somewhere else. So here I am just placing everything how I want it, and I'm just using like little random pieces for spaces. So here I am using I flipped them over upside down, some of the Scrabble letters, to kind of make it straight, to kind of help me with positioning my words. So here I'm just using that one in between, just so that my words will be straight. And yeah, this is just how I did it. And I used I can't remember what this tool is called, but I'll just pop it up on the screen here. But I used that to make sure that all of my letters and words were straight. And I did that for all of the words, which took, like I said, this DIY took me 2 hours to do. Not one time, but 2 times. But it actually came out really nice, and I like it just as much as I did the first time. So yeah, let me know what you think when you see this DIY. But I really do love the way that this turned out, and I'm gonna do one for Christmas. I already like started writing down the words I'm gonna use for Christmas, and I can't wait for you all to see this DIY. So but yeah, so I'll just let you kind of sit here and watch me as I do this, try and get all of these words on here straight. Yeah. And this is, and you see here how I'm like hitting the words around, and that's another reason too, because once I got past autumn, I had to move everything. I have to move, so basically I'm moving everything around so that I can use the straight edge to get my lines straight. So while I'm doing that, I'm like moving everything around from the way that I originally had it. So then I'll have to like start over again, but it actually still came out nice. So, and using those the extra letters to make it straight and to do the proper spacing is was a really good idea to be able to keep everything. So here I am, and I'm putting the last word in October, and as you can see, October isn't where it began at the beginning of this DIY. It's in a completely different spot. So with that being said, let me know what you think about this DIY, and this is going to be it for this video. And I would ask that you please go ahead and click on the playlist listed below and go ahead and watch the Signs of Fall playlist. I would greatly appreciate it, and just let them know that Tawana, the Migraine Crafting Diva, sent you over. I have a pool noodle. I have some napkins from the Dollar General. I have some black tea lights, some spiders from Dollar Tree, some garland from Dollar Tree, and then this candle holder, and also and I'm also going to use the pool noodle cutting knife that I picked up from Dollar Tree a while ago, and this thing actually does work really good. So here I am just cutting the pool noodle, and I'm cutting it at an angle, and I am not measuring. I'm just kind of just eyeballing how I want it and what sizes I want. So I am just, and I'm sorry I don't have everything in frame, but here you can see I'm just kind of angling everything. And at first I was just going to do 3, and then I decided I was going to do 4, and then I just decided to do 5. So here I am just cutting everything and getting it to the size that I want. And then once I have it have everything cut, then I'll just kind of try and place it onto this candle stand to just to make sure that it's how I want, and just to make sure that I don't want to add any more, or if I need to add any more, I will. So it looks good. So this is what I'm going to end up going with. And I just want to correct myself. The glass that I'm going to have the candle sitting on is actually a cutting board and not a candle stand. So here I am, just trying to figure out how I'm going to put the LED candles inside of the pool noodle. And I'm just going to take my my pen here and just go around and draw a circle. And then I first tried to use tried to cut it with the box cutter, but then I just ended up using scissors to do this. So here I'm just doing that. And so, and also this DIY is a dupe. My husband sent me a text message almost 2 months ago with something similar to, well, it's not really similar, I just kind of did my own thing, but something similar to this with the pool noodles and the candles. And so I just decided that I would go ahead and just make it for him. And actually all of these DIYs are going to be for him, because I am actually not a big Halloween fan. So but he actually is, so all of these DIYs will be for him, where he can just put them in his man cave. So and the picture I believe came from either Instagram or Twitter, I can't remember which one. And also Mackenzie Childs does have something similar on her website, which I actually do plan on duping for myself. But we're going to go ahead and just continue to do this DIY. So here I have those napkins that I picked up from Dollar General that are $1, and these are not the best quality napkins. As soon as you start to as soon as I put the Mod Podge on them, they just started to crinkle up. And once I placed them onto the pool noodle, you really have to be really gentle when you are trying to get these in place, because they tear easily. But I guess it kind of didn't matter, because it's supposed to be like a Halloween spooky type thing. So I just went ahead and went with it. So here I am. And what I should have done was, when I started to cut those holes out on the first two, I stopped, because I wanted to go ahead and put the napkins onto the pool noodles, because there's two napkins that I was going to use, two different ones that I was going to use, one on the larger candle, and then one of the medium-sized candles. But because the napkins were not the best quality, and because they were just kind of tearing up, and I actually thought that the napkin was all of the like buffalo check, the whole napkin was buffalo check, but it was actually just one square of the napkin. So I think I ended up using 3 napkins, because I had to cut out the squares from 3 of them. So here I'm just showing you what it actually looks like. So yeah, it's just that one square, and it was the same with the striped napkin also. So I just cut that square out, and then I just tried to match the squares up as close as I could. And so yeah, and then once I had the front two, and then there was a gap in the back, so I went ahead and just took the third one, cut it in half, and placed it at the bottom and top. And then that was going to be it for this candle, and I went ahead and just set it aside. And so, because in the middle of this DIY, because I didn't want to use that napkin, I had to change of plans. So I actually, with the other candle, I actually ended up using the Dollar Tree garland. So this is what this is. And I was trying to hot glue it, and the hot glue was just basically kind of just making a hole into the pool noodle. And my hot glue gun that I use, I have probably 4 or 5 different hot glue guns, but I like to use this one because it's supposed to be low temperature, but for some reason it was extremely hot, and
it was melting the pool noodle. So here I am just still cutting off some pieces, and then I just kind of went with it and just let it just melt, because I was actually going to add the hot glue to the tops of the candles just to give it the effect of the wax melting. So I just left it like it was. So here I'm just wrapping that garland around this, wrapping the garland around this candle. And then once I have that complete, I'm going to move on to my next candle. So my next candle, I believe, is the one that I added a spider to. So I was only going to add the one spider, but then I actually ended up adding a second one. And what I did was I just took my scissors and then just poked a little hole into, and this is what the finished product looks like so far. So then I have these spiders from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take that clip off of there, and I'm just going to poke a hole with my scissors, and then I'm going to fill that hole up with some glue, with some hot glue, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the spider into the hole. So I was only going to do the one, and then I decided that it needed more than one, so I actually ended up adding a second one, but that'll be a little bit later on in the video. And then here I am just taking the glue and just trying to make it look like the wax is melting, which I was having a hard time doing that, and the glue was just kind of going everywhere, and it was not coming out like I want, but I think it actually still ended up looking really nice. So once I have the glue like I want, I'm going to take my black acrylic paint, and I'm just going to go ahead and cover the glue in those areas so that it looks like the wax is black, and it looks like it's just melting and going down the candle. And I'm also going to cover the blue at the top of the candle. So originally I was going to do these DIYs I think I was going to do these DIYs over a month ago, but I haven't been feeling the best, and I had spray painted the pool noodle a month ago, and I just never got to never started doing these DIYs. So here I am just adding the glue to all of the tops of the pool noodles and having it run down, and I'm also going to do it on the one that I decoupaged the napkin on also. And then I'm just going to add the black paint to everything just to make sure everything looks the same at the top, and then I'm going to go back and I will add all of the LED candles from the Dollar Tree into the center of all of the candles, excuse me. And then so here I'm just adding that glue going down, and once it's dry, and then I have my cutting board here that I'm going to use. I'm just going to take some, and here I am just adding that second spider. So yeah, so then I'm going to take that garland from the Dollar Tree again, and I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it around. Oh, I added another spider. I forgot about that. So I ended up adding another spider to the smaller candle. And then once I had that, then I'm going to take that garland, and I'm just going to put like 2 dots of glue and hold it there just so that it doesn't come off. And then I'm going to go ahead and start to place the candles how I want them onto the cutting board. So I'm going to put once I get all of my candles in place, I'm actually going to end up using some of the Dollar Tree double-sided tape, which I really like using this stuff because it is like heavy duty. It holds anything that I've used it on, it holds. So here I'm just placing it how I want, and also too, if I want to move change the candles around, I can just lift them up, and yeah, easy peasy.
So here I'm just figuring out how I want my candles to go, and I'm going to go ahead and use that double-sided tape and stick them down. And then, oh, after I knocked them over, and then once I have them like I want them, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add another spider to the side, and that is going to be it for this DIY. Let me know what you think. I have some Waverly Antique Wax. I have some black paint. I have these spiders from the Dollar Tree. I have the skeleton pendant from Target. I have the skeleton garland from the Dollar General. And then I have this picture that I purchased at Kirkland's maybe 2 years ago that I'm going to use as a shadow box, and also it's going to be double-sided, so basically the side that says Hello Autumn will stay on that side so that the sign can be flipped from Halloween back to autumn, or from autumn to Halloween. So first I'm going to go ahead and start off by adding the Antique Waverly Wax, and I'm going to go over it with some of the black paint, and then I'm going to take a dry paper towel, and I'm just going to go ahead and just go over it, wipe it down some, just to take off some of the black, so that it kind of just gives it like an effect of it almost looks kind of like a burnt orange a little bit when it's up and close, or like fire maybe, I don't know. But so here I'm going to take my 3 skeletons, and I'm going to use the string out of the skeleton pendant, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that to attach the skeletons to the picture frame. So I'm going to tie a knot onto the heads of the skeleton. I'm going to start off by doing the first one, and then the second 2 I will actually tie the knot while they're in the box, just so that I can try and keep them evenly spaced. And then I'm going to take my hot glue and put it on in the edges or the corners of the shadow box, and I'm going to glue the strings to the edges of the shadow box. And I'm going to take some of that black paint and just cover the glue so that you can't see it. And sorry about having my head in the picture, but I was really concentrating on trying to get these skeletons evenly spaced. So once I have everything how I want it, I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'll go ahead and get them glued in with the hot glue. And then I'm going to take one of those spiders from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take the light out of the glow stick from the skeleton pendant, and I'm going to go ahead and take some of that double-sided tape and tape it to the inside of the spider. But before I do that, I'm going to take that spider and I'm going to add some antique wax and some of the black paint, just to kind of take off the because it has that glitter on it, so I just kind of want to tone down the glitter. And then I'll go ahead and attach it to the side of the box. Now once I have it attached to the side of the box, you really couldn't see the light. I thought that, well, my vision was it would have like this pinkish purple glow onto the skeletons from the inside of the spider, but once I did that, and you really couldn't see it even with the lights off, so I ended up removing the light and just adding one of those LED lights that I used in the previous DIY. And I tried to adhere it with just some of that double-sided tape, but it didn't sit flat on the bottom of the spider, so I actually ended up having to take the spider off, and I just had to hot glue around the edges of the spider. So here I was just showing you what the spider looks like with the paint on it. And then there's the light the pendant light that I was going to use. So and once I have that complete, and you'll see here what I'm doing, But yeah, so I would just like to take the time out to thank you all for watching my video today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I do greatly appreciate it. To all of my current subscribers and my new subscribers and my old subscribers, I greatly and really do appreciate you watching my videos on Sunday. You are definitely helping my channel grow, and I would just like to thank you for subscribing and sharing and putting comments in my videos. I am learning a lot from your comments, and I really do appreciate you all for watching my videos. So here I am just trying to, like I said, I was going to take that double-sided tape and just try, because I was trying not to take the spider off, and I was just trying to add it to the spider without, add the LED light to a spider without removing it, but I had to. And so here I'm just hot gluing it back on to the shadow box, and that is it for this DIY. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I really like the way it turned. Moving on to our last and final DIY. Originally I was going to do 5, but I could only get 4 done. So here I have some of the creepy cloth from Dollar Tree. I have this black rose from Dollar Tree, and I have some of that plaster from Dollar Tree. This wood round, which is not really a wood round, like an MDF round from Dollar Tree. And I have the plates from Dollar General, and I also have some LED lights, and I'm going to use the antique wax and some of the black paint. So first I filled the hole with the plaster, and then I went ahead and used antique wax to stain the MDF circle, and then I thought it was a little too light, so and then I went back and darkened it up with the black. So I'm only going to do around the edges because I really didn't need to do the middle part because I'm going to add the plate to it. So here I have these black roses from the Dollar Tree, and the black roses actually have spiders on them, the lights on them, and it also has like some little like twigs on them that I'm also going to use on this DIY. So here I'm taking my LED lights, and I'm just trying to get proper placement because my vision is to cut little holes into the candles and to place the LED lights into the candles so that it looks like they're burning. So, and this wire is bendable, so I am just I'm placing them where I want it and then bending them so that I can make sure that it's all gonna fit and that I have enough lights for everything that I want to do. So here I am taking the plate just to make sure that I have it like I wanted. And then so originally when I was doing this, I was only gonna do the candles, and then as I was doing it, I decided that once I started putting the LED lights into the candle, I decided that I was going to also put the lights behind the eyes also. So here I am, just making sure that it's like I want, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the box cutter and start to cut just little small holes into the candles, just to be able to place that LED light in there so that you'll be able to see it. And so once I have it placed, once I have the hole in and I have it placed how I want, I'm just going to take some Scotch tape and tape it to the back of the plate. So here I'll just let you see what I am doing. Just and I'll tell you, this was really difficult trying to get these in here perfectly without having the wire showing. But I love the finished product and the way that it turned out. I think it came out really nice. So I can't wait for you to see the end product. So here I am, and here I am with my head in frame again because I am really concentrating. Anytime you see my head in a video, I am really concentrating on what I am doing. So here I am, just kind of just taping it onto the back. So, and this is what it's looking like. And now I'm going to place my eyes how I want them, and then I'm going to just place little holes where I think they should be. And I'll go ahead and continue to add the LED lights to those areas. And then once I have it all complete, I'm going to put the, so what I'm going to end up doing is taking that second plate and I'm going to glue both plates, glue the top plate and the second plate together so that the lights are covered and protected. And so that it just looks nicer too. So once I have everything complete, then I'm going to move on to the next part of this DIY, and I believe I'm going to add, well no, I'm going to add a third plate, and I'm going to add some of that crepey cloth. So I'm going to cut it about, I think I cut about 4 inches of it off. Look at how good that is. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it. So I would like to say that I have never done any Halloween DIYs before. And this is actually my first time ever doing any Halloween DIYs. So I would really like to know what you all think about these DIYs, and if there's anything that I could have done differently, or if there's anything that you could have done differently. And just let me know which one you like the best, because for my first time, I actually liked them all, so it's kind of hard to pick which one, but I really do. I actually kind of like this one because this might be my favorite, because just the idea of just using a plate to do this DIY, I just thought, I don't even know. As soon as I saw these plates, I knew I wanted to do some type of DIY with them, but this wasn't what I had planned. So, but you know, things, you know, when you're crafting, your ideas change as you craft. So, but here I am just taking another plate. This is my third plate. I'm taking that creepy cloth and I'm just trying to spread it out. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue and some more of that Scotch tape just to keep it in place. And then once I do that, I'll go ahead and add the plates back on top of that. And I'm going to take my LED lights and I'm going to go ahead and string them around the plate. And then I'm going to take the creepy cloth and I'm going to pull it over all of it and pull it over the MDF round. And once I have it all hot glued to, and I just eyeballed this when I hot glued it onto the MDF board. And so here I am. I'm going to go ahead and just start stretching out that that creepy cloth, and I'm going to take and I'll go ahead and hot glue the top plate to the other plate. And then here I am just trying to figure out how I want to do this. So I decided to put the lights up under the cloth, and I'm just going to use some tape just to put those on there, because I didn't really want to use a whole lot of glue, and you can even see the tape. So I'm going to, like I said, stretch out this cloth, and I'm going to take some of the glue and some of the tape, and I'm going to tape and glue it to the back of the board. And then I'll take some of that packaging paper and I'll cover that up, and I'm going to go ahead and attach the battery pack to the back of the round. And this is what it's looking like so far. And then, like I said, I'm going to just use that hot glue, get it all adhered. I'm going to take some of the those spiders and some of that trim off of the roses. I'm going to add the spiders, and I'm going to take that I think it's like little stems you can see there on the side there, and I'm going to kind of outline the head, the skeleton head, and kind of have it up under the bird, so it looks like the crow, excuse me, so that it looks like it's on, like it's standing on the stem. And that is going to be it for this DIY. And yeah, like I said, this is my first time ever doing any Halloween DIY, so I would really like to know what you all think of this this video. But yeah, let me know what you think, and let me know which one of these is your favorite. So once I have the spiders placed how I want them, and I have that the stem how I want it, I'm going to go ahead and just place the picture onto one of those picture frame holders. But if you would like, you could also add a hanger to the back, and you can hang this on one of your doors. And I'll go ahead and glue the battery pack to the back, and that is going to be it for this DIY. Let me know what you think. And that concludes today's video. I would like to thank you for spending part of your Sunday with me. And if you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I will see you next Sunday. Goodbye. Of the gingham ribbon, which I actually ended up not using. I have the Waverly antique wax, the black chalk paint, and then I have this Hello Autumn letter cut out, and I believe that came from Dollar Tree. And then I have a Dollar Tree wood cutting board here. So originally my plan was to stain the Hello Autumn with the black chalk paint and the antique wax mixture and put it onto the cutting board, and then I was going to use the ribbon, you see, as you, like I have it here. But I ended up not liking the way that it looked, and then I actually ended up liking the way that the Hello Autumn looked just on the cutting board itself. So I ended up not staining it, and I ended up just hot gluing the Hello Autumn to the cutting board, and I left it like that. And looking at it over a couple of days, I actually ended up not liking the way that it looked. I mean, it's fine, and now that I look at it, I actually could have just put and I may end up going back and making another one, but I actually could have just put one of the Dollar Tree little wooden stems and just turn it into a pumpkin. But I did not like that, so I ended up taking off the Hello Autumn and then using that, mixing up some more of that Waverly chalk paint. I mean, yellow, not Waverly. I think it was Rust-Oleum chalk paint. The lid of the can got really hard, so I ended up putting it in a jar with the antique wax. And here I am doing that. This is a couple of days later, and then I end up putting the Hello Autumn back on, gluing it back onto the cutting board, and I actually like that much better. So here I'm just placing it back on it after I darken it up some, because I didn't really like the orange look of it.